My oh my, what a time we're living in. The amount of volatility in the markets right now is just insane. I mean, this is the time where real wealth is made. When there's so much panic and things are down 10, 20, 50%, it's the ones that stay strong and triple down that'll come out on top. And luckily for you guys, I found 3 very slept on cryptos that'll do just that. I'm talking 10, 20, maybe even 100xing. And real quick, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Faris. I've been in crypto since like 2017. I've made hundreds of thousands of dollars. I've seen legit everything when it comes to crypto. I took a couple years off YouTube working on some other stuff, but I'm back now. So let's get into it. Make sure you watch all the way through because there's a special surprise at the end of the video. Okay, coming in at number 1 is going to be Superverse. It's the one Web3 project I think everyone should have their eyes on. Superverse is like Netflix plus Fortnite plus the OpenSea of crypto all rolled into one. Let me break it down. At its core, Superverse is building this Web3 gaming universe where you can play games, trade NFTs, and earn rewards, all powered by their one token, Super. You can kind of imagine like walking into a giant digital arcade. There's a marketplace on one side where you can buy NFTs, maybe it's a cool skin or a rare in-game weapon, or even a collectible that earns you passive rewards. On the other side, you've got games, actual games that you can play and earn from. And the best part, you can use just one token for all of this. Super, it's kind of like your arcade token. But it's not just a random token, it's the heartbeat of this entire ecosystem. You can spend it in game, trade it for NFTs, stake it to earn rewards, and even use it to vote on decisions in their DAO, which is basically like owning stock in the entire arcade. So yeah, Superverse isn't just building games, they're building a gaming economy, and not only for crypto enthusiasts, but pretty much anyone can benefit from this. And if you're in the crypto ecosystem, you know gaming is this next thing that everyone is talking about, and I truly believe Superverse will be at the forefront of it all. But you guys are probably looking into this and saying, Faris, Superverse, why now? It's been out since 2022. First off, they just announced a partnership with Slingshot DAO to bring the Super token into, wait for it, Roblox. Yeah, freaking Roblox, a platform with over 85 million daily players. That's not just big, that's massive. This is what I think a genius move. While most crypto games are fighting over the same 100 or so thousand Web3 users, Superverse is going straight for the kill shot and onboarding millions of actual gamers. These partnerships aren't just, like a PR fluff. They're bringing the Super token into more ecosystems, giving it more places to be used, more value, and the biggest thing is more exposure. And if that wasn't enough, they just launched their community DAO. So now if you stake your Super token, you can earn real revenue from the ecosystem and vote on the future of the project. Now, we all know gaming is one of the biggest industries in the world, with having billions of players, and people are already spending crazy amount of money in these games. So what if your gaming experience could also earn you passive income? That's where the world is kind of going, and Superverse is already there with a real ecosystem, real products, and a community that's crazy active. But let me share with you the craziest thing on my computer. Okay, if we look at the price action for Superverse, one thing I really want you guys to look at, and this is what I've been looking at when it comes to crypto projects I kind of want to get into specifically, especially right now because of the market volatility, is if it stayed above previous market lows. So if we look, for example, over here, we can see that it's been back during its bear market, it's been all about 10 cents, 12 cents for a really long time. But here is when we saw this crazy rally because of, Trump taking presidency and everything. We saw the crypto market boom. This is kind of where we saw its crazy high. So this is when we went up almost 200%. Obviously, we're back down. The biggest thing is obviously, we bounced off the support multiple times. This is that support level over here. We've touched, not only did we touch the support once over here, once over here, once over here, and also back over here. But the biggest thing I wanted to show you guys is it stayed above its previous lows. So basically everyone who bought back here all this time is in the green. There's technically no reason for them to sell. So where do I see Superverse going? Obviously, I think in the long term, it's going to break all-time highs very, very easily just because, look, it has over 1 million followers just on Twitter alone. It has a very strong community, and they're doing some crazy big things. And like I said, gaming is that one thing everyone is going hard on. Gaming and real-world assets, RWA, that's what everyone is talking about. And if you're looking in the short term, obviously, like I said, we touched our support multiple times. So this 40 cents is our support. I think you're very, very safe to buy over here. I think what I see probably will play out in the next coming weeks, depending on what happens with all the tariffs and everything. I actually see it going much higher. I think we might fluctuate out, just follow the markets, just because we've had this crypto or Bitcoin boom, where Bitcoin is now sitting at close to 90. It hit 95. Now we're sitting at 93,000. But that money hasn't flowed into these altcoins yet. I mean, obviously we saw this little bit of run up over here, but once that money starts flowing into these other coins, I think we might see it go back up to this dollar range. But I mean, if we look right here, my indicator is telling right now is a good time to buy in. Obviously I made some money with some of my shorts and obviously in my long positions, but no, in the short term and even long term, I see very, very good potential. And I don't see a lot of people talking about this coin. All right, coming in at number 2 is Near Protocol. How do I say this? You guys ever just open up an app and it just works? Like no glitches, no lag, no confusing setup. It just feels like magic and it flows. Well, that's the experience Near Protocol is trying to bring to Web3. So what is Near? In simple terms, Near is a super scalable blockchain that's built to be insanely fast, dirt cheap, and actually easy to use. It uses something called sharding, which is basically like splitting the network into 2 mini highways so traffic never gets jammed. Think of it like having a bunch of lanes on the freeway instead of just one. That means it can process up to 100,000 transactions per second, which makes Ethereum look like it's still on a dial-up. But here's where things start getting good. First off, they're going all in on what they're calling chain abstraction. What does that mean? It means that they want to make using blockchain feel like using regular apps. You shouldn't need to know what chain you're on, how to bridge tokens, or pay gas fees with 15 different coins. Near is building the tech to make all that happen behind the scenes. You'll be able to log into a Near wallet and access Ethereum, Solana, Polygon, whatever it is from one place, like a universal Web3 dashboard. It's like Near is trying to be the Apple of crypto, with a smooth UX, clean design, and everything just kind of works. And if you're wondering what trends Near is betting big on, let's just say 2 words: AI and crypto. Near launched an AI lab and they're going super hard on this concept of user-owned AI. The co-founder of Near literally helped build the transformer architecture behind ChatGPT. So this isn't some random pivot. They're integrating AI into Web3, building tools where now you own the data and not some billion-dollar tech company. Now, real quick, let's talk tokenomics. Near has low inflation and they burn 70% of their transaction fees, which means the more people that use the network, the more scarce Near becomes. And usage, yeah, that's insanely high. In 2024 alone, their network fees jumped over 80% quarter over quarter thanks to projects like Sweat Economy, a move to earn fitness apps that onboarded millions of users. So here's the bottom line. Near is not just a fast blockchain. It's not just another Ethereum competitor. It's becoming the operating system of Web3. One login, one wallet, multi-chain access, AI integration, real partnerships, real products, and they have all this tech to back it up. All right, now if we look at the price action for Near, currently it's trading at $2.50. We had a little bit of breakout over here on the daily chart. I personally would like to see my indicator kick off, at least a buy or a sell. That would kind of give me more confirmation to buy into a short-term trade. But if you're looking into a long-term play, from all-time highs, Near did all-time high just in this past, back in December, I went almost up to $8. You're looking at almost a 4x. If you're looking at all-time highs, almost $20. And another thing to look at, kind of like what I was looking for superverse, is the coin is still above its previous all-time lows back in the bear market. We hit the support line over here at about $1.95. We broke support a couple times over here. We had a good amount of support at $2.50. Obviously, we broke that, but we hit our $2 threshold, just under $2, and we're starting to see a little bit of pop off. But no, I definitely see a lot of potential in this coin. I mean, like I said, just in long-term plays, this coin has been out for a very, very long time. They're doing a lot of big things on the back end. It's ranked number 33 at coin market cap. It has $3 billion in market cap. I mean, this coin is I definitely see it doing really, really big things. And for $2.50, I mean, I don't think you can get a better price point than this. And finally, for my third pick this month, this coin is not just flying under the radar, radar. It's basically building the radar, no pun intended. We're talking about bittensor. I think that's how you say it, bittensor, ticker TAO. And let me just say, this might be one of the most slept on projects in crypto right now. And now, before you click away because you see the price is over $350, get this weird connotation out of your head. I'm going to break down exactly why that number is irrelevant and why this project might end up being one of the biggest plays of the decade. Okay, but what is bittensor? Picture this. You know how companies like OpenAI and Google are hoarding all the artificial intelligence, right? They've got giant models, private servers, and nobody else gets a say. It's basically AI for the rich. Well, bittensor flips that on its head. It's a decentralized network for AI, and anyone in the world can plug in and offer computing power or machine learning models, and also get paid in Tau when their AI contributes something valuable. In simple terms, it's like Bitcoin mining, but instead of securing transactions, you're training and contributing to AI. You earn crypto by making machines smarter. And 2024 and 2025 have been major for bittensor. First up, they just launched something called the DTAO, Dynamic Tau. Before this, rewards were being handed out evenly. Now, the system automatically rewards the smartest and most valuable AI work on the network. In other words, the best contributors earn the most Tau, which keeps the network efficient and super competitive. Second, the ecosystem is legit exploding. There are now over 60 subnets. These are like AI communities or categories. Over 200,000 wallets are already active on bittensor. And the coolest part is some of these subnets are expected to launch their own token. So you're looking at an entire economy forming around Tau. Third, the big boys are starting to pay attention. Grayscale launched a bittensor trust, meaning institutions can now buy into TAO. And something even more wild, a stock exchange in Sweden now has a bittensor ETP, kind of like a stock version of TAO, so traditional investors can get in without touching crypto. So now the question I'm sure a lot of you guys are asking, but Faris, Tau is like $350. Isn't that already super expensive? Listen, the price does not matter. It's not about how much a single coin costs. It's about the market cap, the supply, and the potential. Tau is just like Bitcoin, where they can only be 21 million tokens ever to exist. And guess what? A halving is coming up in August 2025 for bittensor, just like Bitcoins. That means rewards will get cut in half, making Tau even more scarce. So bittensor isn't just another crypto project. It's building the infrastructure for AI on the blockchain. It's got real utility, institutional backing, a growing system, scarcity also baked into the economics, and it's riding the two of the biggest waves in history right now, AI and crypto. All right, looking at the price action for bittensor, currently, like I said, it's trading at about $360, which I know is a lot, but you cannot let that deter you away from buying into tokens. I mean, that's what a lot of people are doing. They're not buying these expensive coins because, oh, it's really expensive, I won't be able to make a lot of money on it. Should I just buy something under $1 because I have a larger room? What if it goes to $300 from under $1? It's not how you think. That's not how the market works. You know, you have to look at the market supply. You have to look at max supply. Currently, the total supply is 8.66 million. And like I said, max supply is 21 million. If you look at other coins, there's trillions of supplies. There's billions of supplies. And those coins will never, ever be worth what these people are thinking. So if we look at the chart, we can start to see a good amount of volume start flowing into bittensor ever since 2020, late 2024, obviously all the market stuff, but same thing, like I said, for the other two coins for Near and Superverse, it's well above its previous lows. You know, it's above that. So there's no reason for a lot of people to sell. I mean, that's kind of why we didn't see a huge sell-off for bittensor. I mean, we from up there to now, we're only down about 70-ish%. I know it's a lot, but compared to other tokens, it's held its value really well compared to previous lows. And if you're looking for the short term, I just got an indicator signal saying to buy, so I think it would be a good time to buy right now, just based on my indicator for a short term trade. You can make a good couple percent. What is this? If you were to buy over here, that's a quick 30-ish%. Like I said, this coin, or I didn't mention it, but this coin is fairly new. End of mid 2023 is when the coin came out, and there wasn't much movement obviously in the market back then, but ever since AI and a lot of this hype came into AI and all these other tokens, it basically took off, going from about $50 all the way up to $700. I can easily see this coin being, a 4-digit contender. I mean, just given the supply and stuff. Obviously, other coins cannot do that, but with the supply and stuff, this coin has the ability to be $1,000, $2,000 coin, and it's very, very attainable. Okay, now for the surprise. If you guys noticed when I was reviewing the technicals in this video, I had indicators on my chart telling me exactly when to buy and sell. That was not a coincidence. That's my very own trading strategy that I put together into an indicator form. Like I said, I've been in crypto since 2017, and I've seen all of it when it comes to trading. And after months of developing, I put everything I learned and following my trading strategy into this one indicator, which over the years has made me hundreds of thousands of dollars. And the cool thing is not only does it tell you when to buy and sell crypto, it works for any asset class on TradingView. So whether you're looking at stocks, Forex, it'll tell you when to buy and sell based on my years and years of trading strategies that have worked for me, and like I said, that have made me a lot of money. So if you're already trading or you kind of want to get into trading, I highly recommend looking into my indicator because it tells you exactly when to buy and sell, and it can honestly take your trading game to the next level when it comes to added certainty and taking certain positions. So if you guys want it, I'll put a link down below on how you guys can access it. Trust me, it's worth it. And remember, nothing I said today was financial advice. I'll see you guys in next week's video. Peace.